In October 2015, Sophia Koetsier, a 21-year-old Dutch medical intern, mysteriously vanished in Uganda. She was on a medical internship and disappeared after going on a tourist safari. Local authorities quickly closed the case, claiming she had been attacked and taken by an animal. But the evidence told a darker, far more sinister story. Sophia Isabella Frederica Koetsier was born in Amsterdam, the Netherlands, on April 2, 1994. She was the daughter of Gerard Koetsier and Maria Slijkerman, who also had two younger children besides her. Those who knew Sophia described her as smart, outgoing, and deeply empathetic. She attended the Amsterdam Youth Theatre School for several years, showing a strong passion for performing arts. But as she grew older, she decided to pursue a career in medicine. She also loved sports, playing basketball, hockey, and running in Vondelpark, a famous park in Amsterdam. At the time, Sophia was 21 and a medical student.
Sophia, who is a medical student, came to Uganda in August of 2015. She had just acquired her Bachelor of Medicine on her way to become a doctor. She came to Uganda to work in Lubaga Hospital as an intern for 8 weeks.
People who knew her said she had a bright future ahead. She balanced her studies with part-time jobs, from handing out flyers to babysitting. She aimed to become a specialist in tropical medicine, a career choice reflecting her deep desire to help others and explore the world. Sophia was an adventurer at heart. She loved discovering new places and cultures, which played a big part in her decision to travel to Uganda for an 8-week internship at Lubaga Hospital in Kampala. It was a perfect fit for her. Sophia arrived in Uganda in August 2015. She was eager to experience the country, meet the locals, and gain hands-on medical experience. According to reports, Sophia was hardworking and quickly stood out. Her colleagues praised her dedication, noting she went the extra mile, whether assisting in surgeries, helping with deliveries, or even cleaning floors to pitch in. Sophia lived on the ISET campus in Kampala. She shared a building with over a dozen other students. Despite the hustle and chaos of student life, Sophia savored every moment. She had fallen in love with Uganda, its people, culture, and landscapes. She even learned some Luganda, one of the most spoken languages in the country and widely used in the area where she was staying. Sophia did this to communicate better with the locals. She talked to her family every day, sharing everything she was doing and learning in Uganda. Local kids adored her, often following her just to be near her. Sophia was so captivated by the country that she planned to return after finishing her studies, maybe even settle there permanently. Though to some it seemed like Sophia had the perfect life, that was far from true. She had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder at 16, which affected her life deeply. She went through turbulent episodes, intense periods and impulsiveness that demanded careful attention. Her family and close friends knew this, but most people didn't. She managed her condition with medication and support, and with that, led as normal a life as possible. Still, this detail would become crucial in later investigations. After finishing her internship on October 22, 2015, Sophia felt she wasn't ready to leave Uganda yet. She decided to extend her stay for 2 more weeks to explore the country's natural beauty. On October 23rd, she set off on a safari with 2 other Dutch students and a local guide who also drove the vehicle. For privacy reasons, the names of those accompanying her were never publicly disclosed. The group's itinerary was extensive, covering several destinations over 5 days. They visited Fort Portal, Kidepo Valley National Park, Gulu, and Pakwach before reaching their final stop. Murchison Falls National Park, Uganda's largest park, famous for its stunning waterfalls and abundant wildlife, including lions, elephants, crocodiles, and hippos. On October 28th, around noon, the group arrived at the park. After a boat ride on the Victoria Nile, they settled at the Uganda Wildlife Authority Student Education Center, where they planned to spend the night. The Student Education Center was basic, simple cabins, common areas, and latrines just a few feet away. As the group began unpacking, Sophia, carrying a small empty water bottle she used to collect trash, walked toward the latrines. It was around 6:30 p.m. and dusk was setting in. A staff member saw her near the latrines, looking thoughtful and gazing toward the Victoria Nile River, about 2,000 feet from the camp. That was the last time Sophia Koetsier was seen. Minutes later, when her companions realized she hadn't returned, they checked the latrines. She wasn't there. They searched the camp, but Sophia had vanished, disappeared without a trace. The group acted fast. 15 minutes after noticing Sophia was missing, they alerted the local rangers. A search began immediately, but the growing darkness made it difficult. The rangers scoured the area, and Sophia's friends tried a desperate tactic, playing her favorite song, Isabella by Southeast Soul, on repeat in the vehicle, hoping she'd hear it and come back. No response. By 9 p.m., with no sign of Sophia, one of her friends called her family. She contacted Sophia's mother, Maria Koetsier, to tell her daughter was missing. Maria, who had visited Sophia in Kampala during her internship, was frantic. She immediately started planning her trip to Uganda. The next morning, October 29th, the search intensified. Rangers from the education center, local police, and even the military joined the effort. A key clue appeared. The small water bottle Sophia carried was found about 16 feet from the northern bank of the Victoria Nile. But the discovery raised more questions than answers. Why was the bottle there? Had Sophia gone to the river? The Victoria Nile is a dangerous place, especially at night. The area is full of wildlife, crocodiles, hippos, and other predators. At first, Ugandan authorities leaned toward the theory that Sophia was attacked by an animal, but as we'll see, that explanation didn't hold for long. On October 30th, about 40 hours after Sophia disappeared, more of her belongings were found scattered roughly 164 feet from the water bottle near the riverbank. Among the items were a pair of hiking pants, a shoe, sunglasses, a torn 1,000 shilling note, and an empty souvenir bag Sophia had bought in Kampala. Most disturbing, pieces of fabric, possibly from her pants, were tangled on a tree branch about 16 feet off the ground. The way these items were scattered was strange, but there was no blood, no sign of a struggle. How did the pants end up in a tree? Why were her belongings spread across such a wide area? And why no blood, no fight, no trace of Sophia? Though other items were found close to where the water bottle was, local rangers said they hadn't seen these belongings on their first search. These items only appeared 40 hours after Sophia vanished, raising suspicion. Were they placed there later to stage a scene? Thomas Coyne, a survival expert and investigator, examined the evidence and concluded the pants seemed deliberately cut with a knife and torn into pieces, not damaged by an animal, as some speculated. The lack of blood or human tissue supported the idea that the animal attack theory didn't hold water. As Thomas pointed out, no animal would leave clothes in a tree or spread items so neatly. To him, the scene looked staged. The animal attack theory was convenient for Ugandan authorities, who quickly labeled Sophia's disappearance an accident. But the evidence, or lack of it, told a different story. No screams were heard, no animal tracks found, and the terrain between the camp and the river was treacherous, especially at night. For Sophia, an inexperienced foreigner, crossing it alone in the dark would have been nearly impossible. As the investigation progressed, attention shifted to Sophia's mental health. Diagnosed with bipolar disorder at 16, she experienced turbulent episodes that could make her impulsive and overly confident. According to her companions, around October 26th, she began showing unusual behavior. Sophia started sleeping less, talking non-stop, and engaging in risky acts, staying up late and possibly damaging chairs near a campfire. Her behavior caused tension in the group. Worried, her friends considered contacting Maria, Sophia's mother, but decided against it at Sophia's request. The group's guide, hoping to ease the tension, changed their itinerary to visit calmer spots. But when they reached Murchison Falls, Sophia's behavior, which had seemed to normalize, became unstable again, and this time more intense. Some speculate her state made her vulnerable, possibly leading her to trust the wrong person or wander off alone. Sophia's bipolar disorder added a complex layer to the case. While it might explain why she left the camp, it doesn't explain the strange scattering of her belongings or her complete disappearance. According to her family, this had never happened before, and Sophia had no intention of giving up on life. So, what really happened? Sophia's mother, Sophia Koetsier, arrived at Murchison Falls on October 30th, accompanied by officials from the Dutch embassy. From that point, the search expanded, involving police, helicopters, and even a drone team sent by Dutch authorities. Despite the extensive efforts, no trace of Sophia was found. Ugandan media gave the story brief coverage, quickly shifting to the animal attack narrative, and the case was soon closed. Meanwhile, Dutch media covered it more intensely, raising many questions and possibilities about what might have happened. Murchison didn't give up. She returned to Uganda over 20 times, conducting her own investigations and uncovering inconsistencies in official reports. In 2019, she found a crucial lead. A retired officer from the Uganda Wildlife Authority named Stephen Nyadru gave a revealing statement. He claimed to have seen Sophia interacting with another officer the night she disappeared. That second officer denied any contact and was never questioned by authorities. Maria also discovered that about 400 recruits from the Uganda Wildlife Authority were training at a camp just 1.2 miles from the Student Education Center the night Sophia vanished. This wasn't disclosed initially, raising questions about whether alibis were properly checked. All of Sophia's recovered belongings were sent to the Netherlands for DNA analysis. The DNA test confirmed her DNA was on the belongings, proving they were hers, but it also revealed unknown male DNA. This raises the possibility of human involvement, possibly kidnapping or foul play. With so many people in the area and the staged appearance of Sophia's belongings, a cover-up seems likely. But why? To protect someone? To avoid criticism over the site's security? Or was it just easier to blame an animal than investigate a crime? Over the years, many theories surfaced. The official animal attack story was widely debunked. Other possibilities include accidental drowning or getting lost. Some suggest Sophia wandered to the river and drowned or got lost in thick vegetation, but no screams, footprints, or body were ever found, making this unlikely. Authorities briefly considered the possibility of self-harm due to her bipolar disorder. Her family strongly denied this, saying Sophia loved life and never showed signs of wanting to harm herself. Voluntary disappearance was also investigated. Maybe Sophia faced some internal struggle and chose to vanish. Her family rejected this too. She was close to them and had many study plans, so abandoning everything made no sense. Sophia's family said she was very happy with all she had achieved so far. Another widely discussed theory is human trafficking or kidnapping. This one makes the most sense. It's backed by the staged evidence and the presence of unknown male DNA. It suggests Sophia may have been abducted, possibly by someone she met at the camp. There were no signs of struggle or blood where her belongings were found. No tire tracks or footprints. None, not even hers. This points to the involvement of one or more people. It's very likely Sophia was caught off guard and taken elsewhere. The lack of footprints indicates someone skilled in jungle survival covered their tracks. Remember, about 400 recruits from the Uganda Wildlife Authority were training at a camp just 1.2 miles from the Student Education Center the night Sophia vanished. These people have training and would know how to erase traces if needed, not to mention evidence suggesting a possible cover-up by authorities. Plus, Sophia's mental state may have made her an easy target. The human trafficking theory is chilling, especially given the unknown DNA and the local authorities' lack of transparency. But without solid evidence, it remains just a theory. Here's what we know. Sophia's family never stopped fighting for answers. Sophia Koetsier became relentless in her search. She tirelessly raised funds, hired private investigators, and pressured authorities to reopen the case. In 2019, Uganda's public prosecutor ordered a new investigation, but progress stalled due to the global health crisis and local elections in 2021. Murchison still pushes for a DNA comparison with the second officer seen with Sophia before she disappeared. This could clear him or lead to a breakthrough. The latest update is from June 2025. Michael Kijambu went on trial. He was the tour guide leading Sophia and her group on the safari. But Michael didn't have a valid license, a factor authorities say may have contributed to Sophia's disappearance. During the trial, Stephen Nyadru, the man who testified years earlier about seeing a wildlife authority officer with Sophia, said Sophia and her two friends broke Student Education Center rules by playing loud music at the reception. He said that around 4 a.m., Sophia was seen banging on panels and trying to set grass on fire, indicating a mental health episode. Stephen claimed he warned Michael to take Sophia to a hospital and cancel the trip, but Michael ignored it, and Sophia later vanished. So far, this is the only trial connected to the case, and it wasn't about her disappearance itself. Sophia's family, led by Maria Slikerman, keeps fighting for answers to unravel this mystery. But what about you? What do you think happened to Sophia? Was she really attacked by a wild animal like Ugandan authorities claim? Or was she the victim of a crime? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.